Okay, good evening. Welcome to
MinuteMath number 64.
MinuteMath number 64. This is actually a really cool problem from the Mathematical Association of America's MinuteMath blog. It's about some kids who have some money. Okay?
Yep.
You ready? Loki, Mo, Nick, and Ott are good friends. Ott had no money, but the others did. Mo gave Ott 1/5 of his money. Loki gave Ott 1/4 of his money. Duck. And Nick gave Ott 1/3 of his money. Each gave Ott Duck the same amount of money. What fractional part of the group's money does Ott have now? Pretty interesting. Do you understand the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand what's going on in the problem?
Yeah, we've got 4 friends.
Okay.
And each have... One of them doesn't have any money, but all the others do.
Okay.
And 1/5 of Mo's money is 1/4 of Loki's money, which is 1/3 of Nick's money.
Okay. And what are we trying to figure out?
We're trying to figure out how much of the group's money does Ott have now.
Okay, great. How do you want to approach this problem?
Well, let's get all the fractions to a common denominator. That'll make it a bit easier. We could find out how much total money they have.
Well, okay. We could do that. What's the common denominator for 3, 4, and 5?
It's just 60.
60. Okay.
So this one is 15/60ths. Wait. 1/5 is 12/60ths.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Ott has.
Okay.
And 1/3 is 20/60ths.
Okay, so let's stop here because I think this is going probably in a little bit in the wrong direction. Mo gave out 1/5 of his money. Loki gave out 1/4 of his money.
Yeah.
And Nick gave out 1/3 of his money. So this 15/60 is times some number. So that's 1/4 of the money, right? So that's what Loki gave Ott. Mo gave out 12/60 of his money, and Nick gave out 1/3 of his money. So these are all multiplied. These fractions are all multiplying some number of how much money each one of these people has. So adding them together isn't going to help you.
How much money do each of them have?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part about this. But it does tell you something pretty sneaky.
It tells us that each person gave Ott the same amount.
They each gave Ott the same amount of money. How can we use that to help?
We could say they start out with X, Y, and Z.
Okay, that's going to make things complicated. What's a very simple assumption you could make here? What's a simple thing you could say? They each gave him the same amount of money. So maybe how much money do you think they gave him?
They could just all start out with 0, but it says they have money.
Right, yeah. They can't start out with 0, but think about how much money they gave him. How much money do you want to pretend they gave him? They each gave him the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So let's just pretend they gave him some amount of money. What would be an easy amount to assume?
We could assume $3. Actually, $1.
Yeah, $1. How about let's just check and see what happens if they each gave out $1. Okay, so Mo gave out 1/5 of his money. So Mo gave $1. So how much money did Mo have?
Mo had $5.
Okay, so Mo had $5. Ott gave 1/4 of his money, which ended up being $1. So how much money did Ott have?
Loki.
Oh, sorry, Loki. Too fast. Loki gave $1, which was 1/4 of his money. So how much money did Loki have?
He had 4.
$4. Nick gave 1/3 of his money, which was $1.
So he had $3.
So he had $3. Okay, so how much total money did the group have at the beginning?
They had $12 at the beginning.
Okay, how much money does the group have total at the end?
At the end, they still have 12.
They still have 12. How much money does Ott have?
Ott has $3.
Ott has $3. Does So what percent of the group's money does he have?
He's got a quarter of that money.
He's got a quarter of the money. Okay. So interesting lesson here on this problem. By the way, only about 30% of the people got this one right. So this is a hard problem. But a very easy way to think about it, there's so many things you don't know here, right? How much does each person have? How much, does the group have? How much does Ott have at the end? But this idea right here is really important because that's what ties everything together. Ott got the same amount of money from everybody. So we can just assume that that was $1. Because you know what? If it was $2, we would just multiply all these numbers by 2, and if it was $5, we'd multiply it all by 5, and if it was 10 cents, we'd just divide it all by 10, right? So $1 is a good starting point. And it turns out that all of a sudden the problem becomes very easy, right?
Yeah.
$5, $4, $3, they all have $12. Yes, 3, so 3 12ths is?
It's 1/4.
1/4. That is a great problem. Okay? But a hard one. All right, go finish your dinner.